Hello guys, welcome to my channel yet again. Before we get started with today's topic, kindly consider subscribing to my channel. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to use a cooker. Yes, so we have our cooker here. As you can see, we have our cooker, Von. So for those who have Von cookers and don't know how to operate it other than just using the upper section, the burners, be my guest, follow through and you'll learn more about how to operate it, especially the oven area. I know most of you have got cookers at home, but the tricky part is operating the oven. So today I'm going to take you through step by step, and hopefully after this you'll start using your oven more, because if you're not using your oven, you're missing out on a lot. Yeah, you're missing out on a lot because there is a lot you can do with your oven actually. So just follow through. You can take notes if need be. If you don't have a sharp memory for you to memorize, you can take notes. Yeah, so let's get started. As you can see, we have our cooker. As I told you earlier, it's Von. Our cooker is clean because I cleaned it. Yeah, I didn't want to teach you with that dirty cooker. So yeah, so what you should know first about a cooker, you should know how to connect it. Yeah, most people just plug it directly to the socket, which is very wrong. Yeah, because at times it overloads the socket and it can blow up. Actually, it happened to me. I was just baking and I just heard a very loud sound. Yeah, only to come and find that the wires behind there they had exploded. They lipukad. Yeah. So you should know how to connect your cooker first of all. You should know how to connect your cooker. That is very important. So as you can see, let me show you how I've connected mine. So yeah, so this is it guys. You see we have the socket up there, the cooker socket actually. So directly below it, mostly directly below it, you'll find this one. Yeah, many people wonder what's the function of this. I was there, I used to wonder, now what's this? It has got no holes. Is it a socket? What is it? So actually it has got a function when you're using your cooker, and it's actually safe to use it. So this is a safety tip I'm giving you. Yeah, you don't want your cooker exploding when you're baking or something. Yeah, cookers have really killed many people actually if not well connected. So this is where your cooker should be connected. Yeah, I know the cord behind your cooker comes with this plug or head. So you'll call your technician, they'll cut out this head. Yeah, so this plug will be removed and the wire will be connected directly. Actually, it helps in the functioning of the oven. Yeah, and even the lighting of the cooker. Yeah, because at times the socket can be overloaded and your oven will not work perfectly as it's supposed to work. So consider connecting your cooker this way. It's actually safe, very very safe. Yeah, you don't want to have my experience. It was traumatizing actually. It took me days to move on from it. Yeah, so up here, the moment your cooker is the cord is connected down there, so up here you will put this one on. You see, we have off and on. So this one actually, when it's on, it helps you with operating your cooker. You can light your cooker automatically, especially when the power is on. When you don't have power, you'll have to use a matchbox. Yeah, so this one should be on. And another good thing about connecting it down there, it really saves on tokens. Yeah, I realized when I had it up here and it was on throughout, it could really consume a lot of electricity. Yeah, so connecting it down there and having this on throughout, yeah, is the best way to go. So this here, this socket, because this is where I had initially connected my cooker. So here, this is just an extra socket. You can use it to connect your fridge. You can maybe use it to connect your microwave. So this is just an extra socket. It doesn't mean because this is a cooker socket, this should just operate the cooker. No, maybe, okay, modern houses have got that one. I've got this. if your house doesn't have that, then you'll have to use this socket. Yeah, so I've connected my fridge here, but I still operate my cooker without here because it's connected down there. It's actually safe, so consider doing that. Yeah, so that's a safety tip. Now let's proceed to the next step of how to light your cooker, how to light your oven, yeah, how to set temperature. Yeah, so let's continue learning. Let's go to the next step. So before going to the cooker and knowing how to operate it, lighting the oven, I forgot to tell you about the cylinder. Actually, a cooker can use even the small 6 kg cylinder. Yeah, you can use it. So don't have pressure of buying this big cylinder the moment you bought your cooker. Yeah, so you can still use it with your small cylinder. Yeah, so as you can see, always get a regulator that's easy to connect. Yeah, some regulators are troublesome, especially this one. The regulator I'm using can be really hectic when connecting it. So when I'm buying gas, my gas supplier has to send somebody to me who knows how to connect it. Otherwise, I'll not be able to operate it. Yeah, so I'm considering getting a new regulator. Yeah, so you should also be keen on that. So as you can see, we have this. If you have kids around especially, normalize turning it off. Turning it off, you'll have to turn it this direction. So that means gas isn't coming out. Yeah, it's a safety tip actually when you have kids, because you don't want a kid just walking to the kitchen and playing with the knobs, and before you know it, the gas is on. Yeah, so normalize turning it off. It's a safety tip. Yeah, so we have 2 safety tips, very important. The gas, turning it off, when to turn it off and on. When you want to use it, we'll turn it on. Yeah, this way, it's on that way. If you're not using it, normalize turning it off. It's a safety tip. Yeah, so that one, and how to connect your cooker is up, I showed you earlier. Yeah, so those are safety tips, very important, very, very important. So let's go to the cooker, how to light it, how to use the oven, how to set temperatures, blah, blah, blah. Let's get started. So as you can see, we have our knobs. Every cooker has got knobs. Mostly, if it's a 4-burner and the oven is functional, it should be having 7 knobs, most cookers, yeah. And then in most cookers, again, the knobs are always separated. They are divided into 2 knobs that operate the cooker. The upper section, the burners, are separated from knobs that operate the oven. But not all brands, but most of them actually, they have the knobs separated. So let's start here. On my left side, we have 3 knobs. So these are knobs that operate the oven. Yeah, as you can see, these knobs operate the oven. So let's get started. Knob number 1, as you can see, it has got a drawing, a thermometer like drawing up there. So this means these knobs controls the temperature in the oven when you're using the oven. So as you can see, my oven, the maximum temperature is 240. Yeah, so this knob controls the oven. It sets the temperature. Doesn't control the oven, it sets the temperature. When you're baking, when you're grilling, yeah, it sets the temperature. So maybe I am baking a cake. Most cake recipes use 180 degrees. So what you can see here, how to make sure you set your temperature at 180. For example, this oven, the knobs have got some lines, arrow, like I'll call them arrows. Yeah, so this line should point where you want your temperature set. So for example, I'm baking a cake. I want my temperature set at 180 degrees. I have 180 down there. I'll just turn it. Yeah, as you can see, I'll turn my knob and the arrow is pointing 180 degrees. Yeah, so if I'm grilling meat, maybe I'm grilling chicken, mostly I use 220. Yeah, 220. Yeah, so the arrow is pointing to 20. Yeah, So depending on your recipe, just use that knob to set the temperature. So we have knob number 2. Knob number 2, as you can see, it has got some drawings around it. Have this drawing here, have the other one down here, then we have this one, we have this one. So let's start with the drawing that looks like a zigzag. So this drawing here, see, when you're maybe grilling chicken and you want it to rotate around that long metal, I don't know, it's called a whisk or something. Yeah, whisker, I don't know, but there is that long metal. Let me show you. It's always in the oven. It's always in the oven. So let me find it. This is it. This is it. So what you do, you'll have to pierce it through your chicken so that your chicken is here. And if you want your chicken, when you're grilling it, it's rotating and roasting very well. So there is somewhere you connect it in the oven. You'll find somewhere to just connect this. You'll just connect it there. Yeah, and then you'll set your temperature at 240 or 220. Then this knob will be pointing here, meaning it will be pointing here, meaning your chicken will be roasting it and rotating at the same time. Yeah. So if you're grilling your chicken and maybe you're just roasting meat in the oven tray, or maybe the grill in the oven, so what you do mostly after marinating your meat and placing it on the oven tray, what you do after placing the meat in the oven, you'll have to set temperature. When I start roasting, I start with 220, and then after 30 minutes or so, I'll just go to 240. Yeah, so this is what you do when you're just roasting meat in the oven tray. After marinating, placing it there, you'll cover it with aluminium foil, place it in the oven, set your oven very well, temperature, and then you come here. Now you will not use this one. We'll go here where we have these two lines, meaning our oven is generating heat from both top and bottom. Yeah, and your meat should roast well. So we have this drawing with a line at the bottom. This means when you've turned your knob and it's pointing there, that means your oven is only generating heat from the bottom. Yeah, so just take notes and be very keen. Yeah, you don't want to mess up. Maybe you're baking a cake and you're wondering why it didn't come out perfectly. Maybe you must have made a mistake when it comes to setting the oven. So it's very, very important to know how to set your oven. The recipe might be okay, and maybe you'll be blaming maybe the person who gave you the recipe, but maybe the mistake is yours because you didn't set your oven well. Then we have this drawing with a line at the top. This means your oven is generating heat from above only. That's why you've set it. That's how you've set your oven, just to generate heat from above. Mostly I use it when I'm cooking pilau, and maybe I want my pilau to simmer well. I'll just transfer my pilau from the burners, transfer it into the ovens, and then I'll set my temperature at 180 degrees. Then I'll have it generate heat from the top. My pilau will simmer well, or maybe even rice. If you have that stubborn rice that is just burning and not getting ready, it's burning, so you will have to transfer it to the oven. Yeah, you set your oven, then I'll have the oven generating heat from above, and my rice or pilau will simmer well without getting burnt. Yeah, so we have knob number 3. As you can see, knob number 3 has got a clock-like drawing above there. So this means this is the timer, and in most ovens the timer is the knob that lights the oven. Yeah, so the timer lights the oven. So this is it. After setting my temperature, let's set it at 180. let's set this knob pointing the two lines, meaning it will generate heat from above and below. So let's go to the timer. I'm baking a cake and the duration is 90 minutes. I'll just have to turn this knob and it's pointing 90. So the difference here, the timer knob stands out because it's actually automatic. After setting it that way, it will just rotate on its own until it goes off. After the time is over, it will just go off on its own. So that's one benefit with Von cookers. I don't know about other cookers, but mine, the timer knob is automatic. It will just turn. You notice after just turning the knob, we have this light here indicating the oven is now functional. It's on. Yeah, so the timer knob will just rotate on its own until the 90 minutes are over and it will go off. So meaning after putting my cake mixture in the oven, I can go about other house chores. I can go outside and run errands, and my oven will just go off on its own. That's the good thing with an oven that has got a timer knob that's automatic. It just rotates and functions on its own. Yeah, so it will just go off without the cake getting burnt. Mostly when I'm baking a breakfast cake, maybe I'm baking it at night so that we can use it for breakfast the following day. I'll just make my cake mixture, place it in the oven, I'll go sleep, and my cake will just bake well, and I don't have to worry about the cake being burnt or maybe undercooked, because I know I've set my time at 90 degrees. I mean 90 minutes, and my cake will just come out perfectly. Yeah, so I'll put it off. And mostly when it's rotating, and maybe you're busy and maybe you hear this sound, that bell sound, that alarm means the oven has gone off. So you can come check on whatever you're cooking or baking in the oven, and if it's not ready, you will just turn it on again. So ovens are not the same, cookers are not the same. So you'll find some ovens are faster, some are slower. So you'll find maybe if your oven takes 45 minutes to bake a cake and the cake comes out perfectly, another person's oven might take up to 60 minutes. So it really depends. So normalize checking on whatever you're baking or roasting in the oven before you take it out. Yeah, ovens are different. Yeah, so don't assume that your recipe will just be exactly somebody else's recipe. Yeah, ovens are different, just like cookers are different. Yeah, different brands. So we are done with the cookers that operate the oven. Yeah, so I hope you try it out, because it's really interesting. Baking, grilling. Yeah, you don't want to be buying bread every time. You can bake cake, bake bread. Yeah, and if you are a stay-at-home mom, your oven actually is a money maker. You can bake cakes and sell. Yes. So let's go to the other knobs. Here we have 4 knobs on my right side. So these 4 knobs, all of them operate the upper part of the cooker, the burners, and we have the electric burner here. So these 4 knobs operate the burners. So let's start with this one. On my far right, we have this knob. As you can see, the knobs also have got drawings around them. We have flames. Yeah, we have flames, small flames, big flames. Yeah, so that tells you what to do or how to tune your knob if you want the flame big or small. Yeah, so let's start with this one. As you can see, these drawings, the shaded rectangles, if you see, this one is at top right, the other one is bottom right, meaning, okay, I'll tell you the meanings of these drawings. You see, they are not located the same sides or areas. So this one, like this cooker, if I want to light it, this shaded triangle here is indicating top right. or far right. Let me just call it far right. Far right meaning it's lighting this burner at the far right. Yeah. So I'll just press in the knob, turn it gently. You see, we have our flame. And you see, the arrow here is pointing this flame. If I want to reduce the heat, I'll just press it in, rotate it further, and the arrow is pointing the small flame. Yeah, so most cooker, when you're lighting the burners, you have to rotate them anti-clockwise. Yeah, anti-clockwise, just as this line indicates. It tells you have to turn it this direction. Yeah, so we are done. When I want to switch it off, I'll just turn it the opposite direction. That's the clockwise direction. So let's go to knob number 2. Knob number 2, as you can see, the shaded triangle is indicating bottom right. Yeah, so it's bottom right. This means it's lighting this burner. It's lighting this burner, and using the same procedure, pressing it in, turning it gently. The arrow is pointing the bigger flame, so meaning it's on maximum heat. So I can reduce it to medium. I can reduce it further to low heat. Yeah, so using clockwise direction again, I'll press it in, put off the flame. Yeah, knob number 3, the shaded rectangle is indicating bottom left. It's indicating bottom left. This means it lights here on your left side, the bottom burner. So we'll just press it in, turn it anti-clockwise. Yeah, we have our flame. I want to reduce it, same procedure. Reduce our flame. I want to put it off, same procedure. Press it in clockwise direction until this arrow points here. Actually, when it's pointing here directly, you will even realize your burner cannot move, your knob cannot move any further. Yeah, so if you force it this direction, you'll just break it. Yeah, so it cannot go any further. The line is pointing here directly, which means you put the flame off. Now we have this knob that operates the electric burner. As you can see, it has got numbers around it, numbers 1 to 6. So the arrow is pointing 0, meaning it's off. So what you do, and this one, it's only functional when your cooker is connected, as I showed you earlier. And if you don't have the socket like below your cooker socket and you've connected it directly to the electricity, it can only work when it's connected to the electricity. Either way, maybe you've connected it directly or below there, as I had showed you earlier. So this one, you don't have to press it in. So this one, you'll just move it. You see, the moment I just moved it and it's pointing 1, we have this light here indicating the electric burner is on. It's functional, it's on. So when you're using it, normalize operating it anti-clockwise. If you want maximum heat generation, don't just jump from 0 and you're turning it to 6. No, you will spoil your electric burner. So normalize starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to put it off. I know 0 is just next here to 6, but don't be tempted to just go to 0. No, go back from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah, you don't want to spoil your electric burner, because you want your cooker to serve you for long. And then if your cooker has got an electric burner, normalize servicing your cooker Yeah, you can get a technician and he can service your cooker. Like I service mine, it only costs me like 1,000 bob Kenya shillings. So normalize servicing your cooker for it to work well, to work perfectly. Yeah, cause actually I do roast maize using this electric burner. Yeah, cause when it has heated for like 30 minutes, it turns red. Yeah, and I'll just put a grill up there and I can roast my maize. Yeah, and the good thing about an electric burner is when it's now hot red, you can actually turn it off. You can actually turn it off and it can actually continue cooking if it's not something that's taking too long, because it really takes time to cool. Yeah, so you can just make use of the heat. Mostly when I'm using it and I'm done maybe cooking, if it's ugali or something and I want to fry some eggs, I'll just put it off and I'll use the heat that it has retained there to cook. So I'll advise anybody who wants to buy a cooker to always go for a cooker that has got an electric burner. Yeah, because actually it really comes in handy. Maybe you're cooking and it's at night and your gas is just over. Maybe you don't even have money to buy gas. You'll just use the electric burner as backup and it can really help you. At times I use it to cook for even a week. Yeah, for even a week. Maybe if I don't have money to buy gas. You see, gas prices have really gone high. Yeah, so if my gas just goes out and I don't have money to buy gas, I don't have to worry. Maybe I was cooking ugali and now the gas is out and I don't know how to finish cooking. I just light my electric cooker as long as I have tokens and I'll finish cooking my ugali and it will come out perfectly. Yeah, if I want to saute maybe my vegetables, I'll do the same. Okay, I prefer having gas also, because when I don't have gas, I'm only limited to using one burner, which is the electric burner. And I want to cook whatever I'm cooking at once so that I don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Yeah, so it's good. But if you're not in position to buy gas, maybe if you don't have money, you'll not kill yourself. As long as you have tokens, you can use your electric burner and it will just cook food for you perfectly. Yeah. So I'll advise anybody who wants to go for a cooker to go for a cooker with 3 burners and 1 electric, 3 gas burners and 1 electric burner. Yeah, so that's it for today, guys. So just do as I've taught you. Yeah, and consider subscribing to my channel. Till next time, bye bye and have a good time.